So now we're gonna stretch. I've done 10 minutes of foam rolling, and I'm gonna go into stretching. With the stretching, I like to put my foot, my non-working side, with my foot on the wall. So that way I have leverage when I stretch the other leg. I need my wedge. So if you have a bad neck, then it is a good idea to use a wedge. And again, I'm moving around kind of funny because I did have this neck fusion and I'm not quite ready to go onto my back without feeling not as confident. So I'll put this foam pad behind my head and I'll just roll myself down holding onto my head. So now I'm on my back and my foot is against the wall, and I'm going to take my strap and I'm going to stretch one of my legs. What a lot of people make a mistake, and if you've been advised by a doctor not to straighten your leg for whatever reason, then don't do it. But for the most part, it's safe for us to straighten our leg all the way. And so don't pull it up here and make it bend. I like to try to find the spot where your leg can be straight, and then squeeze your glute on that leg and press down into the strap. And the other leg is still straight with the heel against the wall, and the whole foot actually. And then gently come up, keeping your leg straight to where you feel a nice light stretch in your hamstring, counting to about 10 roughly in your head. And then you do it again. So you let the leg come down so you can squeeze your glute, press down on the strap. It's a little bit of work for your hands, but try not to get too tense in your upper body. And then you'll bring it back up again so you have a nice hamstring stretch, trying to get a little further this time than the first time. And then you'll do it one last time, squeezing and pressing down. And then you're going to gently bring it back up. And this time, you're going to gently, I like to put the other arm out to my side. The same leg that I'm stretching, I'm going to put that arm out to the side and gently bring the foot over towards the opposite part of the body, but I'm not flopping down and rolling. I'm holding it with the strap right where it is. I'm not, flopping over. Some people just flop over it, and I'd rather you just kind of gently hold. So you're feeling a nice stretch from the bottom to the top of your IT band. Nice stretch. It attaches to your knee. It attaches to your lower back. You don't want that to get too tight. Now I do understand we're going to gently come back to the center. Tighten up your stomach when you switch to the other leg. So you want to keep your core tight when you're moving around because you don't want to mess up your back when you're stretching. But I would say, I understand that not all of us have a space to do this if you're at the gym. Not all of us have that much time to do it every workout. But I do recommend that you try to at least give yourself 1 or 2 days. Now you're going to do it on the other leg. So you're going to squeeze and press down. Give yourself 1 or 2 days during the week and then pull it up gently. To spend time on yourself. Spend 10 minutes rolling and 10 minutes stretching. It's 20 minutes. That does seem like forever, but you're better. Now squeeze and press down again. You're better off to spend some of the time stretching in your week than too much exercising and not enough stretching, especially if you're over 45, especially even more so if you're over 50. We're going to do one more time, squeezing down, pressing. And then you'll bring it back up and gently, this side for me again, really tight hip, really tight IT band. And let it hang there. I didn't let go this time. Normally I would take that other arm out. But since this side was so tight, I felt like I wanted to use 2 hands to hold it. You also might find it helps you with your foot placement better. play around with your foot rolling in and rolling out and see where you have the most stretch, because some of us have, you know, ankle issues. I broke this right ankle about 25 years ago, actually at the gym standing on a medicine ball. That was crazy. So you're going to bring that strap off now. And another recommendation that I had from my spine doctor, and it's definitely worked for me, is the figure 4 stretch. So you would cross one leg over the other, tighten up your stomach, and you would bring your legs in. Keeping the leg that you're stretching folded, pulling your foot towards you. And the resting leg shouldn't just be hanging. The resting leg should be active. So you're pulling that knee in towards you and keeping your toe pulled up. And just hold that for about 30 seconds. Some people like to rock back and forth. Every once in a while I'll do that. It depends on the day. And then when I want to come out of it, you want to squeeze your stomach very nice and tight so you can gently bring your foot to the ground and switch to the other side. You want to keep your stretches very controlled and gentle. Pay attention to your body. Tighten up your stomach. It's almost like a reverse crunch when you bring your legs up. It's like a reverse crunch. You're using your stomach muscles to bring the legs in. One side might be way tighter than the other. This just feels beautiful. I'm going to do a little rock. Holding it in. You're in a nice tight ball. Some of the reasons that stretches don't work for people is they really just don't hold them long enough. And I don't take yoga currently. I've only taken a handful of yoga classes in my life. So you're going to bring it down. And we're going to get up into a quadricep stretch. And so I roll gently onto my side again because I'm not fully recovered from this neck surgery. I have to be very gentle how I move. But stretching is gentle. You want to stay gentle with stretching. But when I do my quadricep, I do like to put my foot on the wall. If you don't have a wall or you don't want to put your foot on the wall, you can just keep your foot down. And then you're going to take your other leg and step it here like you're doing a lunge. And then you're going to come up. So definitely from walking, if I walk, my quadricep gets very, very tight. You don't want to rise your chest up and open up too much. You want to close your torso, your rib and hips, close it. And try to be nice and straight. Some people, the stretch is too intense. So that's where you would want to just not have your foot up on the wall. You would want to have your foot on the ground. And then what I usually do is scooch out my other foot and then come forward so then I can go forward into another part of the stretch. Get a little bit deeper into the groin. It feels amazing. So again, you can come out of it if you need to. When you do come out though, be very, very gentle how you come out. And then go into the other side. I think this is a great way if you're a beginner getting into stretching to do it with me while I'm recovering, because I'm going to move a lot slower than someone who's 25. So just try to work with me. If you're really new, this might be, when I first started working out in my 30s, this stretch was a killer. And I think after having 2 babies and being, you know, I don't know, home with kids and never stretching, I just thought, and then leaning forward into it, I couldn't believe how tight I was. I could not believe how tight I was. So you're going to come very gently out of this, and we're going to go into a butterfly. Which again, you'll bring your heels together. If you think I'm flexible, Some people think I'm flexible, and then I see many people online who are way more flexible. I mean, ridiculous, right? So I'm in the lower half, not even the middle. I'm in the lower half, I think. Maybe the middle. But that's perfectly fine with me. Like on the Peloton, I'm in the bottom quarter of the people. But I like to just be gentle. I like to work out, but I don't want to make it to the point where I'm wearing my body out now, because the older you get, the more you want to be gentle on yourself so that you can last, right? So now I'm taking my legs out. Some of us have never been able to do this. You know, if you've never been able to do this, this is going to feel too much right now. So don't do it. Skip it. Turn your TV off. Go. I'm going to gently reach forward just a little bit. My right hamstring is really tight all the time, but I work through. You have to listen to your body. Make sure that you don't overstretch anything, but do what feels good. And then I'm going to take my hand and just try to reach down my leg so that my elbow is on the floor. So now I'm getting a nice stretch all the way through here in my back. And I'm going to reach my arm up. This is something new for me from after surgery. I'm just now able to do this stretch, and it feels good. I used to be able to look up at my hand. So if you can look up at your hand, you might want to do that. It's a bit of a rotation. And then again, I'm going to tuck my ribs to my hips before I move to the other side. So I'm always using my core when I move, so I can rotate and reach up. I can see my hand out of the corner of my eye, which is kind of fun. But you can look up at your hand. And then tuck your ribs down to your hips. Make sure that your torso is tucked in, and then come to seated. There might be other stretches that you want to do, but that was just a basic little go through with your legs, so you should feel pretty good to move on with your life. I didn't do any upper body stretches. I'm not going to be doing those for a while. And I really don't do that many, to be honest.